As team manager in a motorsport team, the role is quite far-reaching and pretty difficult to define. It goes from day-to-day management of people through to some of the processes and onto drivers, but it's something that's very difficult to define, and it's different every day, which is one of the attractions for the role. I think it's something that you need to have a very can-do attitude towards.
During the first test we did in Monza, which was the official FIAWEC test, we got a first inkling of how good this driver lineup and how good this team we'd put together was going to be, and I think I'm right in saying that at the end of the test, hoping top the times. But it was really in how the team worked together, how the drivers all bonded together, which has been a key element to the success this year, and that was obvious, or becoming obvious, at Monza at the first test.
So our first race of the year in the World Endurance Championship was at Silverstone, and obviously we had a very good result of finishing top of the podium. Obviously, we have very high expectations of a team, and that was one of the expectations was to win.
Je m'imaginais qu'on soit dans le rythme, qu'on ait un bon rythme en course, etc., qu'on ait peut-être la chance de faire un podium.
It really gave us some momentum going forward into the first half of the season. So for us, it was a very good defining moment. There's a lot of hard work that went before it.
J'avais le sourire jusqu'aux oreilles, forcément, et on était tous contents de cette victoire.
Every single person in the team is only as good as the next person along. There's not one person within our team that has a more or less important role, and everyone performs very important functions. So nobody within the team can be singled out for any special praise, no matter how flattering it is. I think we're very, very fortunate in that we've built, and it is we have built a very strong, close-knit team.
Alex, talking. Tristan, pushing. Let's say hoping. Team mom. Ollie, team dad. And, well, Thelma, team kid.
So one of the drivers that came from the Jackie Chan DC Racing side of the partnership was Tom Laron, and we knew of Tom Laron, heard of Tom Laron, this karting protege over the years, and were aware of what he'd achieved in the Asian Le Mans series as well. But I think we were all pleasantly surprised at just how quick he was, how mature he is, and how good he is in all the situations he's been put in.
Je pense que tout le monde connaît le fameux raidillon, et donc c'est ça que j'apprécie sur ce circuit. C'était donc le deuxième circuit le plus grand de la saison. C'était les préparatifs pour Le Mans, donc forcément tout le monde était au taquet pour prouver leur point de vitesse.
So when the deal first came about with Jackie Chan DC Racing, we knew it was a fantastic opportunity and that it would be a very strong driver lineup and that we'd be able to put together a very strong team. But you can never expect to win Le Mans because there's so many factors, so many variables that can go against you at Le Mans. And so you go there with your best chances, you do everything you can to mitigate as many of these factors as you can. And you hope that you have a great result, but you can never really expect to win.
Winning Le Mans is something that personally, as a driver, but even in a bigger scale as a team, we dreamed about ever since the beginning. And as a little kid, the target was always Le Mans. And as a driver and as a team owner, you remember that moment for the rest of your life. But in some ways, I can't even describe what we were feeling at that moment.
La veille de la course, on s'était dit mais on peut le faire, on peut y arriver, si les P1 devant ont des problèmes, etc. Mais on disait ça en rigolant avec les autres pilotes. Mais c'est arrivé. On était premier pendant plus d'une heure, jusqu'à temps que la Porsche LMP1 nous rattrape. Mais voilà, on s'y attendait. Certains dans le team espéraient une première place au général. Mais voilà, il fallait rester les pieds sur terre. Et voilà, à 3/4 d'heure de la fin, il me semble, la Porsche LMP1 nous a dépassés.
It did look like there was the potential that we could win overall, but unfortunately we were told by the ACO that we had to make this additional pit stop to change the tail on the car, which cost us quite a bit of time. So that put an end to that dream, but it was a fantastic thing to have led Le Mans overall.
Quand on voit toute la pit lane qui est remplie de public, c'est vraiment quelque chose d'incroyable que je pense que tous les pilotes souhaitent vivre ça au moins une fois dans leur vie. Et voilà, j'ai eu la chance de le vivre dès la première année. Et c'était vraiment un sentiment vraiment très fort de monter 2 fois sur le podium. Première fois pour le classement général et la deuxième fois pour le classement de LMP2.
An incredible day. Unfortunately, we had a quite hard week up to that, so it turned into it was a few days wrapped in one. But yeah, it's something that hasn't sunk in yet. But when it does, I think we'll reflect, and it will be a huge moment.
At the end of the day, that is pure happiness as well. So I remember when I took the selfie, it was just overcome with joy. You almost become emotionless from having so much emotion, so you almost have to stop for a second and say, wait, is this real? Have I actually done this? You're a little confused of what's next, but you're in that moment as well, so it's everything. And it was just the most surreal feeling I've ever felt. It was a perfect mix of character. Everyone got along really great. The chemistry in the team was really great. And at the end of the day, a lot of people asked me after Le Mans, what was kind of the secret to success, or what did we have that others didn't have. Obviously, we had a great team, mechanics, the engineering, the car was so quick, and everything was prepped correctly. From the team side, everyone was working hard and on it, but from driver's side, there felt like a lot of tension. So we took the opportunity to go do a training camp together. Everyone bunked up, stayed in the same house, saw each other every day. If there's any differences or problems, we had to work it out all together. And through some challenges and physically stressful events, you really come together as a team. And for us this year, the team is strong and everyone worked for each other.
Checker flag, hoping, checker flag. Fantastic job, mate, well done. Great work.
Our lineup this year, on paper, of course, everyone stands out in their own way. But is it super shiny? Arguably yes, arguably no, but when everyone's together, are we very strong as a package? That I believe we are, and that was the difference. I think, of course, Jackie coming to Shanghai and Jackie being involved in our team, it helps the development of us. And Jackie, of course, is a household name. And with his involvement with us, it raises our profile. And it really helps us connect with people that may be unaware or have never heard of motor racing before, have never seen it, and maybe through this common connection, they'll take an interest, as a bystander, just take a curious look. And of course, motorsports is very alluring, and many times when you take a curious look, that's when the addiction starts. So I know Jackie is very enthused about motorsports, really supports us, really is always pushing us on, helping us in the background, and it's a big part of the foundation of this team. And of course, this year at the 6 Hours of Shanghai, our home race, it's a very busy weekend with friends, family, and a lot of fans coming out to support us, coming home as the LeMans winners and the current leaders of the LMP2 at that point was a very, very, let's say, pressurizing weekend.
So to finish second in the championship after the 9 races and having led the championship for 8 of those 9 races, at times with quite a substantial points lead, was hard. It was hard on the team, it was hard on the drivers, difficult for everybody.
Obviously the disappointment was in everybody's heads, and it's very difficult to sort of comprehend that we'd finished second and the margin was so close.
On était devant pendant 5 heures, pendant toute la course. Et malheureusement, on est obligé de se platcher à la fin pour remettre de l'essence suite à un petit problème technique, ce qui nous fait malheureusement perdre la course et perdre le titre.
All of the team in the garage, I'm pretty proud of you, but let's go in the garage just to have a chat.
So I thought it was hugely important that not only that we got together and showed our unity, but also that personally we could show people that we cared. I had a little bit of a quivering bottom lip, but I'm sure a few people did. But it's very hard-nosed business, motor racing. Emotions aren't generally, or try not to be involved, you try to evict them. But at that point, I thought it was important that everybody in the team knew that we were all emotionally attached to it. We all give so much, and that's from top to bottom. Everybody gives so much and sacrifices a lot in their lives to do motor racing, and we do it for the highs. Sometimes that involves a low, and unfortunately Bahrain was a low. I think the season as a whole was a high, and it will definitely be a very high moving forward.
Everyone's done such a great job I think for the team to have strength, we're only as weak as our weakest link, and everyone has carried their weight and more this year. So much of racing is what you can control, but so much of racing is what you can't control as well. And the things we can't control have played many factors throughout the season.
It was so many thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of seconds of racing over the year, and it came down to 10 seconds that the championship was won and lost over.
You have to give credit where this is still the World Endurance Championship. It's the best teams in the world, and I'd say for a first-year team, for us to come second in the world is something that you can accept. Of course, you always strive for more, but of course, what's done is done, and we sit here looking forward. We're all racers. We all want to win. But at the end of the day, it's more about what you do than what the results show. And what we have done this year and what we have achieved is beyond anything that any piece of metal, any trophy, or any award can justify. So for me, all the boys should be proud of what we did. The whole team should be proud of what we did, and I certainly am.